Raiders. I'm not going to waste your time tonight telling you where I've been. We're just going to keep this train moving. We got a reaction for you. But don't be alarmed. It's probably not going to be as intense as that game was. Sarcasm implemented. Yeah, welcome to another edition of Night of the Shield. I'm not alone. My main man Kenny's with me. What's up, Ken?
Yes, sir. Back in the building, man. You ready to do this?
Ready to do what? Just talk
better than the Raiders.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, man. But there's definitely some stuff we could talk about, things we can get into. But you know how we do it. Before we get started, please hit that like button. Let's continue to move up the algorithm. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time we go live. So, been a great weekend, man. We did an independently blind Christmas party. We did Raider game today. So Kenny's down this weekend. We chilling. Bringing in the holidays, we're having a good old time, but then we watch the game. Is what it is, man. Is what it is. We got a lot to talk about. There's some interesting stuff we want to get into here. So let's see. Raider 7528, what's up, brother? Raiders current 2024 draft pick number. Thank you for the update, brother. Number 8. Favorable. D Nightwalker, Raiders. What's up, D Nightwalker, man? Good to see you, brother.
All day, every day.
Blind Gamer, Lou Dogs in the house. What's up, Lou?
What's up, Lou?
And then we got Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf's in the house. What's up, Ann? Dang, it's a loss. What? Hold on, guys.
Dang, this loss was very bad.
Thank you.
Man.
So was my reading, or should I say my vision? Okay, welcome in, guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I know some of you guys are probably watching the presser now. I was listening to just a very little bit of O'Connell, and nothing to report there really, just more excuses. And no offense, but what I want to talk about right away, Ken, is the mood. The game was meh. I'm meh. How you feeling? Like, I don't know. Your instant thought, like I'm not even stressed. I'm not mad. I'm not pissed. I'm not nothing. What's up, Ray? Ray Gonzalez is in the house.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the game, but we are where we are, right? This is what we expected. No, we're not expecting that because the offense was horrible today.
Yeah.
Defense, bring great, but offense today was a big letdown. So I say letdown, my word for the day.
No, and again, you had the bye week. Vikings had the bye week too. I expected more from this offense from a playbook standpoint. I mean, play calling is going to be what it is, but from a playbook standpoint, it doesn't look like much more was implemented. And well-fought game from front to back as far as like the defense, again, hats go off to the defense, hats go off to the Max Crosby. 2.5 sacks. The guy just continues to bring it. Even not at 100%, he's still probably the best player we have out there on defense. I was impressed by the defense. Malcolm Kuntz was showing up. Tyree Wilson was showing up. Those guys are improving, and that's something to be excited about. And I have some more thoughts on that. But what were your thoughts on the defense?
And defense been stepping up all year. They're playing, right? They had 5 sacks today. So what more do you expect from them besides the turnover? Would have been great today because that's only our offense would have scored today. But other than that, man, they had a great game today.
No, and again, so I was talking with Kenny. I think it was halftime. Maybe it was almost towards the end of the game. And the way that I'm looking at this season and looking at what we're dealing with right now is, we're grading the team from a coordinator standpoint. I don't think AP is going to be judged off win and losses. You can't take a team like this and everything that it was doing and really base it off wins and losses, in my opinion. I still think that the team has rallied. I think the team is under more control. They play with a sense of better discipline, energy. I still feel like the team is much better with that AP took over. I just don't know what does AP need to do at the end of the season when he walks in to talk to Mark Davis. He still has to sell something, especially since the wins are not going to be there. What are your thoughts on that, Kenny? Like, what do you think AP has to do to get something going on?
Well, definitely we need an offensive coordinator. Number one, something more innovative, and a quarterback. I don't think AOC has not been showing any improvements to me, right, over the last times he's been starting here. So we obviously definitely need a offensive coordinator and a quarterback. And I think he had to sell that to Mark Davis so he can go ahead and keep the job. And right now, I think he should keep the job. The team is more energized. The team is playing better. Their overall standards are up. So
there's a lot of factors that definitely have to go into that, right? Like what does Mark have on the board to interview? I still say you interview people. I still say you try to line some of this stuff up and figure out what is out there and what's best for the Raiders. We can't just settle for what's here just because we like what we see now, or he comes from Compton and he coached in LA and all that kind of stuff. We have to overlook some of that, but you're right. Like, it comes down to coordinators and quarterback, in my opinion, and O'Connell's not cutting it. I'm not saying O'Connell's bad. I'm not saying O'Connell can't develop. I said at the beginning of the season, I want to see this kid play. I want to see what we got. And he's just not showing that swag. He's not showing that it factor. And yes, you could take in consideration the play calling, the playbook, the offensive coordinator, the switch, everything changed on him. Everything that he was working on changed. I could sit here and make a million excuses for the guy. But at the end of the day, he's under contract. He will be here regardless. He's still going to have an opportunity to compete and win the job no matter who the offensive coordinator is. But just based off what I'm looking at right now and how he's adapted to the situation, I need a quarterback in here that's either going to raise the bar and really create some competition and let them fight it out, and he's going to have the upper hand as a one-year vet now, or we get the future. And so that's what has to be sold. And I'm with you. I thought, hey, Hardegree's an interesting cat, right? But I think that you definitely need to go out. Your coordinators, if you're going to be AP, your coordinator game has to be strong. If you could bring Patrick Graham back to the table the way the defense has been playing, 2 thumbs up. But at this point, you need who you bring in as offensive coordinator too. Who can you draw to change this franchise?
Right. I think Patrick Graham hopefully he'll stay, right? Mm-hmm. And then bring somebody else in with more energy, new innovative offense, and see where the team goes from there. I don't want Mark Davis to go out there and try to get the next new shiny toy as a head coach. I think right now, for a financial standpoint, it'll be best to go ahead and try to keep somebody we already have and still interview, of course, but, keep somebody that don't want all the money and all the power coming into the organization.
Fact. Let's hit the chat here real quick so we don't get too far behind. Thomas Lattimore says, defense when we need a stop against a I don't have enough room to move this. Go ahead.
Defense when we need a stop against a third string quarterback, bend over and take it.
I think they did good most of the game, but yeah, they fell short there at the end.
Then we got Raider Combo saying, "What's up, Knight? What's up, Kenny? What's up, man? How you guys doing?"
Combo? Cool,
yes,
cool.
Sir.
We got Ronnie Jackson. My boy Ronnie Jackson's in the house, man. What's he saying?
All right, Ken, what's up? And I'm tired of seeing the visiting team fans, celebrating in our stadium. That's right. That's facts.
And again, that's not going to change anytime soon. It's going to take time for us to build a winning culture that's going to draw Raider Nation in. And after that, Vegas is it's a destination, man. It's a destination first. They're still trying to build a reputation as a sports town. And until we rise up, and I don't suggest anybody go out and spend your money until they give us something to go spend our money for.
I 100% agree about that. I always want to go down there, but I haven't been yet because, for one, they're not winning, and also it's too dang expensive.
Big time. We got Blind Gamer. That's Lou Dog.
JJ, for graduation, I'm going to do a big speech. Bring your family and VCB. We'll be there, man. We'll be there.
For sure, man.
Yes,
you guys remember, Blind Gamer is one of our students that's independently blind. He's getting ready to graduate this year, so we'll be there, man. We'll be there in full force. You got your full support, brother. All right, I think that we caught up on that one then?
Caught up, man. We're good.
Okay, so So here's the thing. I'm not here to talk about tonight about who the offensive coordinator should be because that could be anybody at this point, right? Who could AP draw? I think the biggest thing we could talk about tonight, just as a reaction thing, is you see the defense play after that bye. They've been solid and steady all year long, and they're still missing pieces on this defense. I've seen improvement from Kuntz, Tyree Wilson. I think the middle of the defense probably was the weak point today. I think I could have seen more from Bilal Nichols. I know Matthew Butler did well. Spillane at linebacker is starting to he's getting better and better in this defense. I think Jack Jones had a solid game. I think the corners in general had a pretty solid game. Our safeties did their job. They didn't get burned over the top, but yet they didn't make any really big plays. I know Epps had the big hit on Jefferson that took him out of the game, but they continually play consistent, solid, decent football. It's something to build off of. We have the free agency. We're going to have some draft picks to even bolster that thing up a little bit more. And a whole offseason with an AP personality ran football team. I think it's done great for the players on the field, but I think it's even done good for Patrick Graham. What is your overall thought about Patrick Graham and maybe bringing him back if AP gets the job?
I would like to see him come back. He has the defense playing really well right now. I think we have, for gaps wise, I'm seeing maybe some defensive tackles. And I'm always saying cornerbacks, but they're playing good, but we need one shutdown cornerback, right? That we can put up on somebody and don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah, so we're still looking for that difference maker.
You're still making that difference maker.
Yeah.
Someone can hold on to the ball, you know.
Yeah, no.
We had a pick six. We had a pick six, man.
Yeah. We would have won the game by 3.
Yep.
Or it would have been tied at the end. But and let's talk about this real quick because I know this is an elephant in the room. You know, we had the Renfro fumble. That played a big factor. That was a momentum killer. That would have put us up at least 3-0. There's no guarantee that we would have punched it in the end zone the way that this whole thing was playing out. And then we had the pick by O'Connell. And that pick by O'Connell, guys, that was more of a statement, exclamation mark, if you will, for me and my thoughts of where O'Connell's at right now. There's still 4 games to go. Benefit of the doubt is still in his court, but he's not showing me that he can rise above the situation and become, like, I'm not looking for him to be anything special now, but he's not showing the signs of being that guy. Your thoughts?
No, and I don't know if what offense is holding him back, but you know, it's just like that was a chance right there to march down the field. All we needed a field goal to tie it, touchdown to win. You know, make some plays and go down there and do it. You know, and I think today when he had maybe one pass further than 15 yards, maybe.
Yeah.
You can't win like that in today's NFL. Not gonna work.
And as good as his pocket's presence has been, is too much of a pocket presence. Like, he gets real too stiff in there, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he had that one play where he thought he had a hole and couldn't get through it.
He got heavy legs. He's got heavy legs, and that's just who he is. And I'm not knocking him for being that. And I'm not looking for a running quarterback. I just, you know, all the potential I seen in him is still there. I just don't know if that's what this particular team needs. I think they need something a bit more hybrid, next level.
We don't want a running quarterback, but we want a quarterback that can run, right?
Yeah. I'm tired. I'm tired of settling for, oh, he looks okay. Like, he's a pretty good guy. He's got some good talent. He could throw a decent ball. He's not throwing a consistent ball. And if you're a quarterback, that's what I want to see. Accuracy is one thing. Consistency is even more important.
True that.
So let's see what D. Nightwalker has to say. There's D. Nightwalker chimed in with something.
Okay, where we at? I'll get D. Nightwalker, you said.
Yep.
People don't realize that tanking is only good if your organization has a positive history of drafting. I know where he's going. Rather the Raiders win and ruin the tank, but improve what? Then improve then tank and keep the same.
And keep the same.
Yeah.
The thing is, too, D. Walker, I see where you're going with that. And again, it's not about tanking. It's not about winning and losing for me. As Raider 7528 always updates us and lets us know, right now we're at pick number 8. And to me, it's not about that. At this point, we're going to have to, if we really want to make a difference, I think it's time to move up and make a statement. So regardless of how this all plays out, We have a lot of things going against us in our division right now. The Broncos are turning it around with Sean Payton. Coaching matters. So we have to get that right first and foremost. And I'm not here to say AP is, should, or will be. I'm just saying that I like where it's headed if he could present coordinators, primarily bring Patrick Graham back, and then present an offensive coordinator that truly can bring something and create something here to change this organization around with the talent that it does have already. And that's beyond the draft, right? And then I think that's also going to take another quarterback, just being honest. But the Peyton's doing good, so the coaching's really good. And now we're getting ready to see with the Broncos beating the Chargers the way that they did. It's not when, or it's not if, it's when there's a new coach coming to LA. The Chargers are getting a new coach. There's been several different rumors. Harbaugh's been rumored to us. Harbaugh's been rumored to them. Depending on who they get as a head coach could change the trajectory of the Chargers, the Broncos, the Chiefs, and then we're caught in that crossfire once again. So regardless of what Mark Davis has to do, he's going to have to be aggressive, and whatever he decides to do has to be precise and on point. Period.
Do you think I start with the head coach or the quarterback?
Head coach.
Okay.
I mean, because you got to have the head coach with the right mentality. So again, we talked about at the beginning of the show, AP is going to have to address Mark Davis at some point. There's going to be a process. He's going to get first dibs, but he's got to be ready to go in there and say, hey, thank you for the opportunity. If you let this continue, this is what I want to do. I'm going to be that motivator. I'm going to be that leader. I'm going to bring the Raider way back to this organization. I'm going to do it with this defensive coordinator. And I think Patrick Graham has earned that right, in my opinion, if Patrick Graham wants to stick around, because Patrick Graham has a say in all this too.
Right.
And then on top of that, say, you know what? I'm bringing in this offensive coordinator. And on top of that, this is the quarterback we want to roll with. And then you got to keep everybody else together. Is Devontae at the end of the season going to say something? Is he going to want out? If so, how do we handle that situation? We got the Jimmy G contract that we're going to have to eat. The Chandler Jones contract we're already eating. So there's some positive and some negative, and we got to sort it out because we have to come out on top when the smoke clears. Not to be the best in the division, but we got to compete against Andy Reid and the Chiefs, Sean Payton and the Broncos, and whoever the Chargers bring in to take over a talented roster.
Well, look at the quarterbacks in our division, right? We got Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
We got, what's his name?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson and Herbert. Yeah.
And Wilson's on the tail end of his career, and now the Broncos are winning, so it's not like they're going to have first dibs on anything coming out new that they could build upon.
No.
So, again, this is an opportunity for us to strike twice with the head coaching, offensive coordinator, and a new quarterback that could lead us into the future. Ronnie Jackson commented on here. Let's see if we can bring this up real quick. Let me see. Where's my remote?
Where we at? Okay, I got it. AOC is making bad reads. And the last pick against Miami in the end zone, he had check down for a first down. Plus, O-line was terrible today.
And again, Rodney, I don't want to continue to make an excuse for this guy, right? Yes, he's a rookie. Yes, he took over a team that was with interim head coaches, interim offensive coordinator. Enough time has passed with the bye week. A lot of this is on Bo Hardegree too. I think the more and more this continues, Bo's not going to get my nod for it. And that's all I'd hate to see. I think Mark has to be pretty clear-headed, and maybe this falls on Champ Kelly too, because we forget about there might be a GM change and everything. What's really going to happen? What kind of decisions are going to be made, and who is making those decisions? But Aiden O'Connell's not doing himself any justice right now of keeping his job, and not necessarily keeping his job, but saying that, yeah, we can just bypass the first round of getting a quarterback. I think that has to be a priority right now if we're going to move forward and win.
Oh, quarterback is a must. But who are we going to get? You want to go through the draft or free agency or trade or what, right? Like Ronnie just said here in the next point here. He said, yes, you can always get your man at QB. It's just a matter of what you're willing to give up.
100%.
Right.
And that's and all these rumors coming out about how we had an opportunity. CJ Stroud should be our quarterback, and yet the plug was pulled and we didn't make those trades necessary to make that happen, and we find ourselves in this situation. both financially in the quarterback situation and dealing with Aiden over C.J. Stroud. And I don't think you if you're going to move forward and develop a winning culture in Las Vegas, you ignore the quarterback position anymore. You got to gamble. I mean, Aiden right now is going to bring competition in the offseason. He'll at least do that. At what level, to who, we don't know yet. But worst case scenario, we have an excellent backup quarterback, like a really strong backup quarterback.
In AOC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For another 3 years. So we got him under contract and we have time. And even with whoever we draft in the first round, if that's the way we go, that gives us 5 years to develop and work with this quarterback before we have to pay him big. It's the smart and right move. That's how it's done. You don't go and get your quarterback. You could. That's what we did with Aiden. You could do it in a 4-year window. But if you make that decision and find that guy in the first round, that gives you 5 years before you have to pay him the big bucks.
Yeah.
And it allows you to spend money everywhere else. In the salary cap that we're in right now, again, it just makes sense to me. Just makes sense.
Well, how's he winning now, right? They get a quarterback in the first round on the rookie contract and get all these great pieces around him, and they're going out there and win all these football games for the most part. There's 100%. Some liars in there somewhere, like C.J. Stroud. I think he got hurt today. But outside of that liar, you don't know what you're going to get with a rookie quarterback. But sometimes you got to make that leap and jump on it.
Hey, we got 24 of you in here. We appreciate every single one of you. We got 11 likes. Please, or 12 likes now. Can you guys please go in, hit that like button, and run them numbers up for us? Okay, so real quick, that's just a recap. My reaction of today's game, I expected more coming off the bye. And the defense did not disappoint, in my opinion. Max Crosby, as usual, did not disappoint. I think Tyree Wilson stepped his game up and showed out. I think that the same with Kuntz. Kuntz has really come into his own. I think we got some ends that we're working with and developing. I think the future looks good, the defensive tackle position even. And the biggest letdown is Bo Hardegree. Bo Hardegree in the play of Aiden O'Connell.
And the play calling. Not innovative, pretty basic. Pretty easy to diagnose. You know what they're going to be doing. They're sitting on the short routes. That's all they got, right?
Yep. Facts. Chili Pepper 28 says, "Damn." What's up, brother? Yeah, man. Like it's at the end of the day, we're basically just looking at trying to limp through the rest of the season and figure out what we're doing next. It starts with, I guess, GM. That's the first decision that's going to be made. Head coach, offensive and defensive coordinator.
But what would you be willing to give up to move up the ladder for draft picks? I mean, we're 8 now, and we're trying to get to at least the 1 or 2.
From the 8 spot, I don't have. I know you could pull up. There's a chart you go by, and whatever that chart says, plus usually to move up to 1 or 2. I'm willing to give up a couple of first round picks if need be. It's going to probably take a total of 3 first round picks, depending on who's picking in those spots, what they got, what they're looking for, what the need is across the board. But I'm willing to sell out. Now, the question is what quarterback, and we can have that conversation. I know there's a lot of talk about the LSU quarterback who got the Heisman, who actually coached under, or AP coached him at some point in college and high school. But again, AP is not an offensive-minded coach. So it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. You got to bring somebody in here that can coach whoever quarterback you and put the right system with the right players.
True that.
Christopher Donor.
After a bye week and scoring 0 points in a game is the entire coaching staff. That's all you said, though. Oh, it's on the entire. It's on the entire coaching staff. And
let's make no lie about it, right? Like that falls on AP's lap too. AP's got to coach this through. But remember, I'm gonna say this, and I'm trying not to make any excuses, but when they got rid of Lombardi, when they got rid of McDaniels, they had to pick an offensive coordinator. They chose Bo Hardegree, and it was going to be a gamble either way, that move, right? And I don't think Bo has done horrible. It's just this is all new and different for him. So, he's just not the answer, and that's okay. And, you know, maybe AP's doing everything he can to be like, hey, produce. And it's not working. So I don't know what the answer is, except for you have no choice right now except to ride it out. What are you going to do? Get rid of the interim offensive coordinator? Who's up next? Like, it's just going to get worse.
I got one for you. Put Jimmy G back in.
Shit. It worked for them, right? It was said, we heard something where they were like, well, you know, the Vikings put Mullins in, like, we should put Jimmy G in. And I was like, oh, no, dude, come on now. Jimmy G ain't going to give you that spark, man. It ain't going to happen. Raiders 7528. I'm willing to trade Max. Dang, that's a wow.
Mic drop right there. Shots fired.
Wow. To move up. Yeah, Raiders 7528 says to move up. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And we got a real one coming up next, Raider Critique. You go ahead and look at that one, get it ready, because Raider Critique don't mess around. He's gonna spit it hard. But here's the thing. 7528. Honestly, my first reaction to your statement is hell no. Hell no. No. But at the same time, it's a statement, right? At all costs, do whatever it takes to get it. Now, I don't think giving up on Max right now is going to be wise for organization wise, but I'm going to take it as what you're saying is whatever it takes to move up. That's why I'm taking it.
Well, let's think about this here. Chicago may have the first round draft pick, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll trade that and keep Justin, or willing to move Justin and keep their first round draft pick?
All signs say they move on from him and they move him forward. So they're going to keep that. So then it's number 2. So the price gets a little less.
True. It's all about who you want, what you're willing to give up.
Raider Critique. Offense sucks. Offense sucks. Stick a fork in us. We're done. ... Playing for pride next 4 games. And even more than that, Raider Critique, great statement, by the way. And Raider Critique, I hope you're doing well, brother. The thing is that it's just about like really testing the waters. I think if Patrick Graham wants to stay and AP has that opportunity, that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on what is it going to take to have AP, Patrick Graham, and then what can AP draw for an offensive coordinator and keep Champ Kelly. I think financially, it works. I think Champ Kelly's a young and upcoming GM prospect. We have him in-house. He knows the roster. He wasn't the shot caller. I know there were some rumors while I've been gone saying that Champ Kelly is part of making these decisions too. No, he is not. He is a talent evaluator. He had no say. You know, obviously even Ziegler had no say. It's what's being reported, but Champ Kelly had no, he didn't have a fart in the room, dude. That guy could fart, stink it up, and nobody would have known it. Raider
Critique. I would have tried anything at that moment.
Yeah. Are you talking about at the end of the game critique, or in the draft? Right. In the game itself,
yeah. I think about in the game.
Yeah, I was saying that to Ken when we were watching. I'm like, I'm waiting for a flea flicker, an end around. I don't know, just Hail Marys all day. Like at some point, you had to make something happen. If you're talking about the Jimmy G statement, like I'm not willing to do that. I just think that they needed to take. If we're going to throw a pick at the end anyway,
throw it deep.
We should get it downfield.
Yes. What we got?
The Raider Critique again.
All right. Second time Mullins has beat us. First with the Niners, and now we beat him when he was starting for the Browns. Nothing there?
I'm trying to say, where was it again? Second time. Oh, Mullins. That's the part that I missed. Okay. Yeah, and again, Mullins didn't do anything spectacular, and there was just a couple of plays needed to put him in the position that got him that win. And the defense is playing. I mean, at some point, somebody had to make a play, and it was the Vikings.
Hey, we were talking when they bought him in. We're like, no, leave the other quarterback in there.
Yeah. And
we know what he's doing, right?
And the funny thing is, the way I looked at it too, right? Like that pick at the end. That was a great defensive play too, by the way.
Yeah, he came off the receiver.
It was a really good defensive play, as much as it was a bad throw. But again, This is what I'm talking about when it comes to O'Connell. I'm looking for a guy that's going to make a play. As much as people hate and love Derek Carr made those types of plays at times. I haven't seen that yet. O'Connell has yet to show me that ability. So without that, he's just mediocre to me. Just mediocre. That's it.
And we got
Ray Gonzalez.
If the Raiders back AP and play out the rest of the year, give AP 2 years. A new coach will blow things up. We have pieces to the puzzles in place.
And again, that's what intrigues me the most about AP. And AP, in my opinion, has earned the seat at the table. The only thing right now, because we haven't seen anything just, extraordinaire, if you will, but we've seen enough, I feel like. But at the same time, Mark has to sit at the table too and figure out who's interested and what they think about the roster we have. And that's why I think it's important that he gives that power to Champ Kelly too.
Well, to his first point, I do think the players are back in AP right now. At least what it sounds like, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's gonna have the player vote. He wins by a player vote, but players don't make decisions and players don't pay. Well, they pay bills as far as bringing in the money, but the big picture here is who's going to have that say. Now, I think it's important to give Champ Kelly the reins. He knows the roster. He's a young and upcoming GM prospect. And then collectively, if you're going to move on from AP, and we already know that AP and Champ Kelly are pretty close at this point and have each other's back, but you got to make a decision based off what's out there, not what you have. So Champ needs, whoever he brings in, whoever he talks to, has to have an understanding of this roster and that it's Champ building this roster and the coaches coach the roster that's in place. So it's not overly blown up. Champ Kelly's not going to blow this roster up.
Right. And I think if we do that, you got to make sure you at least have your star veteran players back in before you move AP.
Yeah. And right now the real problem is if you can get AP and Patrick Graham to be on board with, those three, right? Champ Kelly, AP, and Patrick Graham. If you could collectively get me those three, we're off to a fantastic start.
Right.
Now you're just trying to nail down an offensive coordinator and find a quarterback. You'd be surprised how quickly this can turn around. We've seen other teams do it just the same way. The Raider critique. I hope you're well too, Knight. Right back at you, brother, man. Right back at you, man. It's good to see you here.
Oh, wait. Where we at? Wait.
And the next one is Belinda Brown.
I'm back. Okay. Salute. Where is the Nutty Raider hate? Nate.
Where's the? I don't know where Nate. I don't know where he's at.
Nutty Raider Nate. And then what's the name here? Brooks.
It's Annika Brooks.
Do you think AP is good for a head coaching position?
I do.
We talked about that, yeah.
I do. And it's different than what we've seen in a very long time. Most teams, and we talked about this about a month ago, most teams in the NFL today, they tend to base it all off whether they're offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. So you look at it from the perspective of, okay, offensive minded, defensive minded. It's been a long time since we had just a coach come in and his job is to coach the players, to motivate, to inspire, to get them to be the best they can be, to push the coordinators to be, you're basically giving the power to the coordinator. So no pressure on the coach. He calls the game, makes big decisions, gets people lined up, makes sure, boss from top down. There's accountability. That's the word I was looking for. There's accountability across the board, and AP will definitely bring that structure to this organization. The question becomes, who can he get? Can he get Patrick Graham to stay? And who's the offensive coordinator? I'm sounding like a broken record right now. But
he also sounds like he also let the coaches coach, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to macromanage the coaches. Let them coach. Mm-hmm. You do your job as the head coach, overseeing everything, and make sure, motivating players, call them over, and get in there, whatever you got to do to motivate them, and timeouts and all the other stuff you might doing the game time management, right?
Yep.
And let the coaches coach.
Yep. And can he raise the level? Because I will even say, when that brick and that weight was lifted off this organization with that regime move, with McDaniels and Ziegler being removed from the building, I mean, you thought the defense couldn't play any better, and technically, I guess they're still playing consistently the same. But I will say that they play with a bit more energy, and they play more aggressive. And in that sense, they're playing better. So I think Patrick Graham is onto something. So, I mean, the question is Patrick Graham want to be here? That would be the biggest question.
All right. We got Cool Raptor 279. How come you guys aren't talking about Hunter Renfro? He should take the blame. He should be cut.
It was a bad play. He fumbled the ball. I mean, what is there to talk about? That definitely wasn't on Hunter, right? I mean, excuse me, it wasn't on Aiden O'Connell, and we don't know if that would have been 7 points or 3 points. What we pay Hunter Renfro, I still say Hunter. And right before that, Hunter had a great play across the middle, and got us into that red zone position, and then he coughed it up. And I'm not going to make any excuses for him. That was horrible. He needs to hold on to the ball, but at the end of the day, that didn't cost us the game. That play right there did not cost us the game. So I'm not going to find all the faults or the obvious faults in it. That fumble, Aiden's pick. As a whole, this offense is not where I hoped it would be. And the excuse there, in my opinion, Cool Raptor, is that Hardegree is not. It's kind of hard to say, right? Because Hardegree is not the guy. I don't think he's the guy moving forward either. I think you have an opportunity to bring someone more dynamic and experienced. But he hasn't necessarily had the full offseason to implement anything. But I don't want to continue to make excuses. It really comes down to the mentality of the offense. I think it's lacking. And whether that's Bo, whether that's Aiden's mehness or not. But I don't think he should be cut.
Well, I think for the most part, too, they're also still running McDaniel's offense, right? Even if it's a bye week, you don't have that much time to implement. Maybe you can implement a handful of plays, but you can't just change up the whole playbook, So, yeah, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out, what else they can do. But we got to push the ball down the field. That's just my opinion. Raider Critique says, where is Nutty?
I don't know where Nutty Raider Nate is.
They got answered down here later on, so yeah.
Hunter fumbled.
Fumbled, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He simply just fumbled the ball. And it was a great hit. He got punched out. But look, man, if I don't like being that guy that likes to cry about every mistake a player makes in a game. You're looking for consistency at the end of the day. And as a whole, that offense was very very inconsistent. That one play did not make or break us. It didn't help by all means.
Especially after you got them down there.
Yeah, you're right. You're in the red zone. You
got it right down there.
The potential is to punch it in.
Well, here was the problem with the offense, too. They're moving the ball, then you get a penalty. Then you get a sack. Now you're got a punt. Instead of having a field goal or a chance for opportunity for a touchdown, you're punting the ball. So they take 2 steps forward, 4 steps back.
And this way it was the whole game. And this is a good comment. Go ahead and read this one. This will be a fun one.
What's that?
Luke Fisher. Yeah.
Here we go. Keep Max. Move Adams to get a better draft pick. We need to be aggressive and get the very best QB in the draft.
Well said. And that's he brought up the interesting one. So Raider 7528, I believe, was the one to be like, trade Max. I trade Max, man. And I get the concept. So now I don't want to get rid of Max, but would I get rid of Adams? There's only one problem with it. Like number one, I love Devontae. I'm going to be honest with you. I love Devontae Adams. I love his game. I want to see him get more opportunity in being an impact player on this football team moving forward. I don't know where he stands with it.
Do you think he'll be okay with a rookie QB?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I see his support of AP. I see his energy around AP. And, I don't know if that plays any factor. I know that Rodgers is trying to run one more up, right? We'll see what Rodgers does. I mean, if I was Devontae, I wouldn't sell it out for one more year for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that would be smart. And the big thing for the Raiders is money. Contract. That's a big hit. Is in the big picture. And I'm not a money man. I'm not a mathematician. And the contracts and the salary cap and the way you move it and spread it out, all that is complicated to me. I'm sure if I sat down and spent months figuring it out, I would. I'm not stupid. But I mean, that's just something I'm not into that. But it has to financially make sense. Not even in year one. Like if you could make it make sense, because you'd be trading Adams and drafting a quarterback, but then you're paying that quarterback technically, in a way, top quarterback money because you're eating all that Devontae money.
True.
So if you can keep Adams and add a dynamic piece that Adams helps that quarterback take it to the next level quicker. Look what Brock Purdy's able to do.
Well, look at the pieces.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So if you get the right guy in there that can move and deliver the football, the pieces that we have just help.
Right.
So, it's financially got to make sense. Otherwise, you're paying more for that quarterback, and you're not taking advantage of the situation. So, there's a lot to that one.
Yeah, Raider critique, but the game looked terrible all the way around offensively. True.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, I could sit here and freaking kick Renfro in the nuts all night, but what's it going to do?
Boring.
Yeah.
But I will say this though: at least they're using Jacobs more than previously. He ain't running great, but at least they're using him more consistent on a consistent basis. Let's see. No separation from the receivers. Another reader critique there. All eyes
on me.
G.
Or all eyes on G, yeah.
Time to clean house. Everyone but Champ Kelly and Max staying. Wow. Okay.
That is another approach. I'm not going to lie. All eyes on G. That is an option on the table. But I mean, I'm going to speak from old man seat. My time is valuable and my time is short. I don't want to sit through another one of those. I believe the pieces are there, but it depends. That my dude, it has to come down to who they bring in, the mentality of who they bring in, right? So Champ Kelly, yeah, got you. Max, totally get. But if AP and Champ has anything to do with it, they're not blowing up this whole team. I don't think they would do that anyway.
He said everybody afraid.
Yeah, he's like, let's do it, man.
I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
For sale. Closer. Bring in all the callers. Come on. Oh, Raider critique. Time management was an issue, I thought, as well.
There was moments. There was moments. I think the play of the offense not getting Jacobs running consistently is a big factor in that critique. But I still see improvement from Antonio Pierce as how he manages the game. Sometimes time management is based off the execution of your offense and being able to control the clock in that way. And offensively, we just couldn't sustain anything. We do a couple of good plays and then just shoot ourselves in the foot.
But is that time management or is that just mistakes by the offense? I don't think that's time management.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think he used the timeouts pretty well.
I did too.
And
I
got
thought
the
he
ball
did
back with a little under 2 minutes left.
Yeah,
with
a timeout. Yeah,
just threw an interception. All eyes on G again. Nutty's been taking a break from YouTube.
Okay,
there you guys answer there. Raider critique: rookie QB, rookie head coach, rookie OC, mediocre offense results.
Fact.
Yep.
This is why I like critique. You're just gonna lay it out straight. So here's the thing, and that's all true, right? So what is the measuring stick? For me, critique, it's how do they move the needle? I keep using that term all year, moving the needle, right? And I believe that in everything that you said, I think AP is the one that's only been able to move the needle, in my opinion. Like you see him improving as a head coach from how the game is managed, under pressure. The offensive coordinator, I don't think he's had this whole off week to implement a better offense. It just seemed real blah. Unless he didn't want to pull any tricks out the bag to try to make something happen. I mean, I'm disappointed in that. And Aiden O'Connell, to me, rookie or no rookie, I'm just not seeing that it factor, that swagger that I keep looking for. I don't want to settle for, he's pretty good. He won't hurt us in the long run. No, we need someone dynamic, man. We need someone to come and make a difference.
I think you can have two, but not all three. You can have not a rookie OC if you have a rookie head coach, you definitely can have a rookie OC.
Right.
It's not going to work, right?
Well, this just fell into our lap. It is.
Yeah.
They're all interim too.
Yeah. The Raider critique. I hope Nutty is well.
I hope Nutty's well too, man. Anybody has any report on that as we talk this week? Let us know. Let us know.
Yep. Nightwalker.
The Nightwalker.
The Nightwalker. If Mark picks the new full-time head coach before he picks the new full-time GM, we know that we are in trouble.
100. Now, D Nightwalker, you are in my head. You are speaking my language. We are on the same page. Again, I'm going to go from the top down. It's all about accountability. In my opinion, Mark needs to hire a GM and in a leader of football operations. I know If Jo was here, he would talk about the football operations situation, and there could be both those hires, right? Or it could be leave it the same. But no matter what, in my opinion, Mark needs to nail down the GM spot, and this time give the GM full control, full power over player personnel. And that is the main reason AP's got my attention, because I think he's shown enough. He's improving. He motivates players, and he will answer to a higher someone of authority over him, meaning Champ Kelly will come in and say, this is what I'm getting. This is what you got to work with. There's not going to be a situation of, no, we're not going to get. Could you guys think about that? If the reports are true, CJ Stroud would be our quarterback. It's crazy to think that way. So, I mean, I think that, and then let Champ. And if it's Champ, that's what I'm going with, right? So if he picks Champ, then Champ picks the coach. And then that authority and that accountability and that respect already exists. That coach comes in knowing that he has no player personnel control.
I don't think the head coach should have that anyway. So the next coach you get, you shouldn't give him that much power. There's too much.
But then again, that's the risk you take when you bring in a big name guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you bring in Harbaugh, he's gonna want all the control.
Yep.
Right. So yeah.
Yep. And that's what concerns me.
Right. Here goes one for you, Jason. Here goes one. Let me know what you think about this one over here.
Critique.
Yep. I miss DC. Uh-oh.
I know he's a DC guy.
But I don't even think he could help. We need a general this year. Someone more DC. DC would have kept close. I think he would have beat the Dolphins, and we could have kept up with the Chiefs.
With the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And critique, I'm gonna make you happy, and I may piss you off. I'm not trying to piss you off, but like the back end of that comment, I agree with. I think that he would have made the plays necessary to beat the Dolphins, and I think he would have made some plays necessary to possibly even win this game. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, in my opinion. Like I don't hate DC. I'm not a DC hater. I'm not what do they call it? All this stupid social media crap that everybody wants to play about caping for Carr and all this stuff, Kardashians and all. I don't play into that. I call it like I feel. Anyway, I put my heart on my chest when I say I like DC. He is an okay quarterback. He could play elite, but he was never consistent. If you watch him over at the Saints, same thing. I was sharing with Kenny today, and I swear I was never going to talk about it, but you bringing it up, it's a perfect time for me to say it. All year long, we keep seeing people get concussions and go into concussion protocol and not be able to play because it takes a while to get out of it. This dude has supposedly had 2 concussions in the last 3 weeks and got to play today. And his numbers were mediocre, and the Saints won, and they played a lesser opponent. But again, like you watch DC over there in New Orleans, DC is going to come out and make you happy and put on a performance. But at the end of the day, he is just average. He can't consistently play at a MVP style level, not since 2016. And I thought it was coaching, but there's no excuse over there at the Saints. They have a good defense. They have just as much offensive weapons as the Raiders or even the Niners do, or maybe even more. And we could get into, the controversies and stuff over there, but a quarterback needs to solidify his position and raise the level of talent on the offense just by his presence. And do I think DC lost that? Yes. Do I think Aiden has that? No. Do I think DC has that moxie to make the team play better? Yes. That's what he has over Aiden. And Aiden's just a rookie, and maybe I'm putting too much on Aiden on that comment, but I'm just backing up off what you're saying. Like, I don't think, yes, DC would have put us in a better situation this year. 100% fact, dude. Like, I will not deny that. But long-term, we need something even better than that. And we don't have it. I hope I said that right and it made sense.
Makes sense to me. I don't think DC didn't have the locker room anymore. So, yeah. And he just goes on to say, Raider Critique said, it just hurts.
No, I get that.
Yeah. Steven, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Steven.
Is it just me or JJ a disappointment? Raiders only getting 56 rushing yards is nowhere good.
To me, that I think, and they showed the stat in the game. If I don't know, I don't know what we were watching it off of. I know I have like the NFL ticket, and then there's the CBS or Fox, wherever they were playing on. But in the feed that we were watching, they brought up JJ's numbers and how the running game since McDaniels has been gone and AP's took over. You see the huge difference. I think the problem is offensive line at this point. And it's gotten much better. And there were some really good runs today. We couldn't sustain drives to keep it going. So is JJ what he was last year? No. Is this offense what it was last year? No.
Right.
Quarterback play, running back play, offensive play.
Nothing the same.
Nothing seems to be working. So if you told me that we're bringing JJ back, I'm cool with it.
Well, that's the next question down here a little bit. Ronnie Jackson says, will Josh Jacobs be here next year?
Yeah. If AP's the coach anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Sure. He'll probably be back next year.
And I think he'll take a favorable deal from AP too.
And he'll be here for off season.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
Ronnie Jackson. No, hold on a second. Here we go. Rate of critique. 100 million offense that can't even score. Not today they couldn't.
Fact. No, not. And again, that's some of that salary cap issues too. Some of that is just salary cap nonsense.
Ray Critique says he won't be good with a rookie QB. He didn't want a rookie this year. You talking about Devontae?
Possibly Devontae.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It depends, right? It truly depends because you see what CJ Stroud's able to do with the weapons that he has. Okay, so I think that we can't get caught up when we're looking at the quarterbacks. When we get to that point and it's the off season, a lot of us are probably going to be looking at quarterbacks first round. At least I know, I'm talking for myself anyway, that I am. And I'm not going to be looking for the most dynamic one. I'm not looking for the guy that's the fastest, that can move around the pocket or break out and runs better. I'm looking for someone who can throw the damn ball accurately, consistently. Because first and foremost, we need that. And he's got to be able to keep his head on a swivel and look up the field and find people. We don't have that guy. And then, yeah, I would love for him to be able to have a little bit of wheels.
Where we at here? Dodgers, everything. DA needs to stay.
Who?
DA. Devontae. Yeah.
Again, from a financial perspective, I 100% back that statement up. From an organizational perspective, if you make the numbers make sense, and again, I'm not a numbers guy, so I'm not here to talk about the financials of it, but he is our best trade option that I'm willing to let go to move the needle forward. But again, if you get rid of Devontae, we were talking about Jacoby Myers today. We were talking about him being a 1B, a 2A type guy. Like he's not a Devontae Adams, but playing against a Devontae Adams, what I'm getting at is I don't think that he could fill the shoes of Devontae. Well, you would need to replace though. You would need to bring in another 1B to fill that role. You have to have an answer for DA. You can't just get rid of him for a quarterback.
Well, they're triple team DA. Someone else has to be open. Like it makes no sense why no one else could be open.
Yeah.
On that one deep ball we threw, Devontae, he had 3 people on him, and still was kind of open. But someone else on the team has to step up and make some plays. Well, where we want to go to? William Broderick. Okay, here we go. I saw my Aunt Judy nude today.
What happened?
He says, I saw my Aunt Judy nude today, and that was more enjoyable than watching us today. Okay, sir.
I have no idea what to even say to that, William.
We're going to leave that one alone.
William Broderick, I really have, I have no, I don't know what Aunt Judy looks like, but hey, I take your word for it, brother.
Dodgers, everything. Hey, you must be happy with your new acquire this year, but we'll move on from that one. But I believe all we need is an offensive coach.
That would make a big difference.
You said plus a QB.
You skipped one too. Go up one to Steven.
Where?
Where it says Patriots. Patriots are predicted to land Jacobs. I doubt that, but that's what seems an article was an article that he was reading. Some article that he was reading. All reports have said, especially when it comes to what Josh has said since McDaniels has been gone, is that he loves AP. He'll run through a brick wall through AP. AP, like those dudes they're boys. They're boys. at this point. If AP gets the job, Josh Jacobs will stay, and I think that both Champ Kelly and AP will see to it that he gets a fair contract, and I think he even takes a cut to play for AP. Now it's Dodgers everything. I think you already read that one though, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Where we at?
I'm gonna believe all we need is that the one you already read, right? As offensive coordinator.
I didn't read that one yet.
Yeah, is an offensive coach. At this point, at this point, an offensive coach and an offseason to implement that right. And I'm going to add to that because I'm not here to say that Aiden is not the guy. I'm just saying that Aiden hasn't earned that right. Aiden needs competition. Aiden needs to be pushed. Aiden needs to completely earn that in year 2. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Dodgers everything again. Are you caught up?
Yeah. Well,
plus a QB. Yeah, okay. Well, then, we agree then. I just
Raider critique talking offensive execution to stay on the field. Yeah, that's the early point, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about time management.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Staying on the field. Yep.
Yeah. Then he says
making the plays necessary.
Same Raider critique here. OC got to be changed. I think we all agree with that one, right?
Yeah. I think that Bo has had. I don't expect Bo to have this offense playing out of its mind, but I think Bo should have this offense playing a lot better than it is, for sure.
All right. Then it says, where we got to go?
Critique. We need a QB.
We need a QB. Yep.
I'm glad everybody's at least on that. Robert Pena's in the house. What's up, Pena?
He says, salute night.
What's up, Pena?
All right.
And then we have
Raider
Pena
Pena,
again.
salute. Yep.
Critique. Salute.
Then what's that?
And then you got
Yellow?
Raider Pena salute. So Raider Critique saying what's up to Pena.
Yeah.
And then you got hi, hello is AOC4. Not it.
Yep.
And again, in fairness to him, right? He's a rook and a lot of changes. And we don't know necessarily if the offensive coordinator is worth a damn or what's going on. But I'm with you. I don't see that spark. I don't see a Mahomes. I don't see a Herbert. I don't see. I'm trying to think of like a Burrows, a Hurst, any of these guys that have that swag that are leading their teams right now. I don't see it. I don't feel it when he takes the field anymore. I'm just like, meh. You know, people make fun of him, call him Farva and all that stuff. It's the plainness. I'm starting to feel it, and it doesn't mean he's not good. It's just it's not good enough for me. The Raider colleagues salute all eyes. Then we got Ramon Ramirez. And he says, "Yep,
time for a new QB.
Time for a new QB." I'm glad we're all on the same page. We're all starting to speak that language now. Yep, we saw what we came to see.
Yeah,
we all been talking about. We wanted to see this guy. And he still does. He still has the same. He still has the same potential he had at the beginning of the season. We're just getting a taste of what it could look like, and I'm not seeing him take big steps. And in fairness, I don't know if it's play calling and offensive coordinator, but I still don't see like there's guys that could just make plays, and he's not making the plays.
It's also the reads. I think he's not making the progressions fast enough, and like on the
holding on the ball,
and like on the intentional grounding he had, he wasn't no receivers on that side. He knew that from the beginning. Not even outside the pocket and throw the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Like what? Yep. Like come on.
Yep. Critique.
What did he say here? He said that.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yep. Sad to say, but Aiden ain't gonna do it. He needs more time that we don't have. True.
Right.
Yep.
And again, he'll have every opportunity. We have him for 3 more years under contract, so he has an opportunity to prove us wrong this offseason, put in some work. Get with whoever the new offensive coordinator is going to be, put in the time in the playbook, and come compete. And he could, this is the opportunity all these guys get. But I will say I like the fact that we're going to have him on our roster for 3 years. I think he'll be a solid number 2. And we all know we like solid 2s, right?
Well, you need a backup. You need that side. Never mind. You need that backup, right?
Anybody catch that joke? Obviously, Ken did. Yes. William Broderick.
Your aunt must be beautiful, man. That's all I'm going to say. You're covered there, right?
Yes, my Aunt Judy knew.
You already said that one before. Oh, William. Love it, William.
Broderick, you're killing me, man.
Oh, man. All right, Ray Critique. Love that your co-host is saying it has a point. What? Oh, he's on point. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Oh, man. What's this one? Belinda Brown. Draft Kool-Aid. What?
Draft Kool-Aid.
MC.
It's
MC. Oh.
Caleb.
Okay. Oh, at QB. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see.
Oh, there's my boy right there, J.O. right there.
That's a big.
Yeah. He's got. I know he's gonna say.
Chicago might have a lot to say with that one though.
It all start, J.O. It's all start at the top. As long as Mark Day, it's longer than I thought. As long as Mark is making football decisions, we will always lose. 12 years. I jumped it again. Damn it. 12 years so far. The next 12 years, like more of the same. And that's been J.O. stays consistent. He doesn't waver. I love the fact that he holds on to his belief. And there is facts behind that. You know, Mark has made some questionable decisions based off other people's opinion, by the way, too. So I think it's his time to own up and just block out all the noise and just do what's right and create accountability across the board. That's the best way that I could put it. Critique's next.
Ray Critique. Your DC comments are warranted and so far have been proven true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, I like me some Derek Carr. Yeah. I think I love the man. I love his play. It's just inconsistent, so I appreciate that.
He says we need to draft a generational talent at QB.
Yep.
That's the whole point, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Fact.
Dodgers everything. DC is inconsistent. Yep.
100%. And that's just who he is. It doesn't mean him a bad person or a shitty quarterback. It just means that we need to take it to the next level.
Rate of critique, 3.5 yards per carry. Yeah.
And again, that's been the average. And again, better offensive play, better offensive scheme. We're just too predictable. You have a rookie quarterback, you're going to weigh heavy on the run, but it has gotten better. Even at that 3.5 yards a carry has been an improvement. He's had 2 100-yard games. Like one, I think was like in the 80s. Today he got hurt, but it was just a defensive battle today. Just straight up defensive battle.
The O-line wasn't on point today for some reason. But J.O., did the Raiders defense ever hold any opponent to 3 points for Derek? Ever? Nothing ever hits right for us.
No, and
that's on the front office.
Yeah, and J.O., again, right? So fact. And this is what I said when DC got released. I said this is good for the Raiders, and this is really good for DC. Because of what you said. And you know me, dude, I back up everything you say. I agree with everything you say. And this is where DC had the opportunity. The Jets, he was flirting with the Jets hard because I think he thought that was the ultimate, spot for him, talent, and defense, and everything else. And may or may not. That offensive line is garbage over there in New York. I think DC would have had a rough time, my opinion. And New York ain't no easy task, right? But then when he picked the Saints, I was like, man, this guy nailed it, bro. Like, they have offensive weapons, they have a good defense, and they're playing in a division that is up in the air, up for grabs. So again, the defense never held an opponent to 3 points for DC. But see, good quarterbacks don't care. Good, and he's good. Like I said, his comebacks, his fourth quarter comebacks, all that stuff, he has enough on his resume to say, dude, you are a freaking good NFL quarterback, but you're not a great. Defense, no defense, it don't matter. And it does start with the top. And everybody has to be held accountable, not just DC. But we need that elite guy. We need to find an elite quarterback.
Raider critique. Pocket passers don't work any longer. Get me somebody with accuracy and wheels.
Yeah, and I would even double down on that accuracy, brother. Consistent accuracy too, right?
Yeah, because like I said before, we don't need a running quarterback. We need a quarterback that can run, right?
In the ability to throw the ball from any part of any launch point, so to speak. keeping your head down the field and be able to make all throws. It's about to get really interesting right here because some of the 3 straight up hardcore commenters are Raider Critique, J.O., and this next man right here, G-War, man. This guy's going to bring it right now. Go ahead. I'll let you read it.
He says, Raider Critique, I heard you last night talking on Bean's show about O'Connell, not the guy, what? Not the guy, buddy, has a backup no matter what he does.
The guy's a backup no matter what he does.
Oh, guy's a backup no matter what he does.
So little background for you for G-War, if you don't know who he is or what he stands for. He is probably the leader of go get us Caleb Williams, go get us that next QB. But he's basically saying he's coming in saying like, you know.
O'Connell.
Yeah,
okay,
O'Connell.
The backup. Yeah. He's a backup.
Yeah. So he's doubling down hard on that.
Mm-hmm.
Raider laws.
I think the QB is just not good enough.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Too many late reads. There are receivers running open. Coaching was not good today. Besides defense. And credit, like if the defense, so this is the type of coach that AP is, right? If the defensive coordinator is doing his job, and it is Patrick Graham, and he has been here for 2 years, and he's proven. We questioned him coming into the season, but I think he's redeemed himself. And I like Patrick Graham still. There's still a lot to improve on the defensive side, but AP has to get credit for letting that man do his job. And whether AP is completely hands off or AP is in there continuing to put Patrick Graham in situations to be successful too, because that's AP's job. And offensively, it's not working, but I think there's a huge gap between Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator, and Bo Hardegree, the offensive coordinator. So yeah, there's a big gap.
You this is why I'm saying that a different offensive coordinator, AP continuing to be the guy, the leader that he is. Me and Kenny talk leadership all the time. I mean, a lot of you guys are here. Let me see what a lot of you regulars are here. A lot of you guys have seen Kenny on the last time he was here. We got 28 in the building. We got 24 likes. I appreciate every single one of you. Kenny and I, we run independently blind together. We thrive to be leaders and help people with sight loss. So for the record, I'm legally blind. Kenny's legally blind. No, we're not third graders trying to read these comments. We're just we're just being us. But
we're doing the best that we can. Right?
Yeah. So when I look at AP, I can see his leadership quality. And leaders just lead and he's staying in his lane. He's staying in his lane, and that is going to draw what we need here, in my opinion. So that's what intrigues me about AP. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, he's letting the coaches do what coaches do, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if the offense is doing great that day, then leave them alone. Let them do what they're going to do. Now, if the offense is not doing great, then you got to go over to the coordinator and be like, what's up? What's working right? What's not working right? What's going on, right?
If I was an offensive coordinator.
And he even called the whole team together in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like, let's go, you guys. Come on.
Yeah. And if I was an offensive coordinator looking for a job, right, I'm not going to go to an organization that has a head coach that is like Josh McDaniels, right? That's going to be calling the plays and giving me his offense to run. I want to go in and have a plan and be able to run the team. So you want to look for a defensive-minded coach. But with AP, it's even better because this guy is not focusing on the defense. He's going to be there to empower me, to encourage me, to hold me accountable. Like, I'm going to be calling the shot, and this guy is going to make sure that I'm being accountable to myself and my players. And that goes a long way when you have leadership pushing you in that way. It's huge.
All right, we got Jimmy Newron saying, I want Jimmy. Jimmy G will show everyone that he can be better than.
I want Jimmy, he says, right?
Oh yeah, my God. I want Jimmy.
But Jimmy G.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I had it back on. I'm not going to say it.
Jimmy will have to wait till next year to show that one, right?
Jimmy's gone. G wore him.
He'll play somewhere next year. Oh, man. What did he say? What did G Ward say? O'Connell should have never put on the number 4 jersey. Oh, hold on. Yeah, put on that 4 jersey. Down you go for the count, Raiders. Never had a great quarterback. Oh, this guy. Rah-rah coaches. don't win in this league. O'Connell is a firing type QB. Raiders need to lose out.
And I don't necessarily know if they'll lose out. I think we beat the Chargers. The Broncos are really starting to become really competitive. We got to go against the Chiefs, and then we play the Colts. So whether or not we lose or win out or lose out and all that, the one thing I will say to you, G. Warren, we don't need the number one pick to fall in our lap. We just need to make, like you've always said, right? At all costs, we need to make the moves necessary to get the guy that's gonna hopefully. And there's no guarantee, because let's be real. There's no guarantee with Williams, Drake May. I don't care who's out there. There's no guarantee that these are going to be generational quarterbacks. There's questions already with Caleb, right? So again, we have to let it play out. All I say is I'm willing to take a shot on Caleb. I'm not worried about all the little antics that are happening in college right now. I mean, if their opportunity is there and he's the guy that's left and there's no Drake May or there's no other option that whoever is running this organization feels right, at some point the decisions we make have to matter. And we're not going to be mediocre forever. I promise you that. I wish I had the crystal ball to say it'll be next year or 2 years from now or even 3 or 4. Shit, it could be when I'm dead. But we've seen across the NFL the mediocrity of some of these organizations. We are not that organization. And there's a lot that's going to come out in January. If they don't fix this Gruden problem, then the NFL's about to be exposed anyway. So if there's any type of shenanigans that are being played from the upper offices down, we will know by next year too. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be aired out. Raiders for life.
But even if we lose out, we're not guaranteed that.
We're not guaranteed the number first round pick. No. It just makes it more negotiable and easy to jump up, though.
True. Yeah. Raiders for life. This one hurts Burrow on a different level. Aiden O'Connell isn't it.
It isn't it. And I know what we all were hoping for, right?
Right.
I mean, we got rid of DC, and that hurt a lot of us, right? And then, but once a Raider, always a Raider. I mean, like, we got to get over this love-hate relationship with DC, man. He's a Raider, period. And we were hoping that Aiden was going to be the answer. We thought Jimmy G, we all thought after week 1 that there was hope there, but no.
Nope.
So we were hoping for a quick and easy fix with Aiden. He's just not it. It does hurt to see that he is not it.
Well,
he is not him.
I think Rodney said it earlier. He needs more time, and we don't have it right now.
We don't have the time.
Yeah. No.
We don't need another project quarterback.
He could develop his time in second and backup, right?
The real ones, the generational quarterbacks everybody's talking about,
right?
They're not project quarterbacks, dude.
No, they hit the ground running.
So right now, Aiden's looking more project than anything. He's not the guy, dude. Sorry. All eyes on G.
All eyes on G. My guy. Critique.
Yep.
Salute.
For sure.
Yes. Rodney Jackson. Which QB in the draft you guys will go after?
Like I said, early on for me, I've only looked at Caleb Williams and Drake May. Drake May has my nod off maturity alone. There is some red flags when it comes to, there's some things that are happening with Caleb Williams. It's that diva mentality. And again, there's other quarterbacks out there. There's other quarterbacks I want to dive into that people are talking about, especially this LSU quarterback that has ties to AP. And the only reason I'm not jumping right away to go look up this kid is because AP is not even guaranteed the job. So I'm not tripping.
Right.
I'm not tripping. But right now, I would my pick as of right now, if you told me you had to pick right now, it would be Drake May.
My pick would be Caleb Williams. He is a NFL quarterback right now. Jason's a hater over here. You guys didn't know that, okay?
No.
Jason's a hater.
You just go to get some grade.
Where are we at? I lost the track here. QB. Okay. All eyes on G. Panda fam. Salute. Hey. Okay. Steven says, what do you think of the Raiders out there doing calisthenics before the half started? Hey, you got to wake them up, right? Yeah, they're still sleeping out here. So get out there and play.
Yeah, for me, again, like anything that I see different on the Raiders sideline that's not over the top, like goofing off crap, smoking cigars on the sideline or something stupid like that. Anything that they're doing to be warm, to get hype, they were trying. They were staying motivated. They were staying fresh. They're staying warm. I mean, I like that, in my opinion. Let's see.
D. Nightwalker. If the reports are true, the main problem with the offense is that the offensive line was an afterthought for MC Idiot. And because he thought that Jimmy would get rid of the ball fast enough.
And
right?
And those are all facts too, by the way. I think that was a great comment by D. Nightwalker, as usual. Look.
Well, also I think he was spoiled by Brady, right? Because Brady knew the offense so well, the ball was gone in 1 to 2 seconds.
Beyond that, though, last year, offensive line was not our problem.
No.
Offensive line was not our problem last year. Offensive line became our problem this year, based off quarterback play. Because once we showed our hands, we were not going to let no team is letting Josh Jacobs. They blitz. They weren't just putting 8 in the box. They were blitzing, run blitz, yeah, with 8 in the box, and and they're still doing it. And this new regime that came in, this interim regime, has found a way to block it, to scheme it, and to actually make it look like we have somewhat of a run game. So fixing some of the other problems, and I'm not saying that the offensive line doesn't need to be addressed, because obviously it does. And what happened between one year to the next, I wish I had that clear answer for you, and I don't. But the problem goes deeper than the offensive line with this football team. It's quarterback, to be honest with you, and McDaniel's play calling and his plays being too serious. And I think Bo's loosened it up, but it's not good enough.
Okay, let's get through these comments here before we get out of here, you guys.
Yeah, we gotta get we're getting late here.
G Webb, question is: will Mark Davis get the best QB? Not settling for Bo Nix or Justin Fields. That's just damn lazy.
And I've always said this, and this is what pissed me off about this whole season right now. The biggest thing that pissed me off, anyway, is the reports coming out that we had a deal in place to move up, and we would have had C.J. Stroud, and that pisses me off because this is where Mark, this goes all the way to J.O. and G. Warub's comments about Mark and this organization. It's like, look. This is where Mark needs to step up and be an owner. Like that is uncalled for. That's exactly what we needed. A CJ Stroud quarterback. Now, no one has a crystal ball to say that CJ, and we don't know if CJ would have been hurt by McDaniels or been really good, but this is the decision we have to make now.
Right.
Right? And it does, settling for Justin Fields, I'm with you. I don't want to settle for Justin Fields. Bo Nix, I don't want to settle for anybody. Right. But we have to take somebody. We have to be aggressive in that area, in meaning that we need to move up and get what we want. And unfortunately, we don't always have the say of like he said Caleb Williams, I said Drake May. Like we don't always have that ability. That's what we're going to do. It's going to cost at a price. You got to believe in what you're going to do and make it count.
Yep.
You got to have buyer. It takes 2 to tango. Cooler rapper.
AP, do you think he lost the head coaching job?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so yet.
I don't think he's done anything to lose it, but I'll say this. I don't know if he's necessarily put his flag in the ground yet either.
Same comment, same person, last comment. He says, and this is my last text. How the hell we lost by 3 points? That's my only question. We had bye week and we didn't do anything. Yeah, that's all our questions, right?
But we're focusing on points. Okay? We're focusing on points. And I'll reiterate this again. Like I'm not disagreeing with you, by the way, but my issue is this is the week that I had circled for Bo Hardegree to implement more of his identity onto this offense. And for Aiden to grasp and them come together as a unit, or as a team, at least quarterback coach turned offensive coordinator. They talked about close, like Bo worked with Aiden from day one, right? We should have saw something different today, and we didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on that note, so by losing, by 3 and not scoring any points, speak volumes to me. But on a good note, Patrick Graham's defense held the team to 3 points and gave us every opportunity
to score,
to not lose that game by 3. And that defense continues to show out. So let's look at the positive, right? We're at a good standpoint with the defense, the defensive coordinator, and hopefully that's the focus. Let's not worry about Bo anymore. Let's not worry about Aiden. Let the season play out. Aiden will be here next year. Bo probably not.
I agree with that one. Yep. And then we got Bruce Davis. Hey, I'm a new sub. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you.
Bruce, thank you, man. Thank you, Bruce Davis.
Raiders fan. What's your thoughts on a new coach?
Again, I right now my main focus is AP, simply from an accountability perspective. I've said this all show. I've said it for the last month. I think that we need structure in our organization. I think we need accountability from the top down. It needs to flow like a well-oiled machine. No more big heads, no more big-time head coaches that think they're going to run the whole organization. We need accountability from coordinators to head coach to GM to either football operations manager or Mark Davis. However you shake it down, from the top down, accountability all the way through. That's my thoughts. Outside of AP, sky's the limit, man. There's a lot of different options out there.
Just make the right one, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now we got where we been?
Eric Speranza.
You see it? I lost it.
They should have went to Jimmy in the second half. Why not $52 million quarterback on the bench? I haven't asked for this one too. Obviously, AOC was terrible, and my answer to that is this is about the future. This is not about the present, and we are trying to win a football game. And I get, Jimmy G is sitting there. The Vikings did it. They tried to find a spark in Mullins and put him in there to see what would happen. And maybe we could have did the same. But I'm sticking to my same guns. My biggest problem with Jimmy G was not McDaniels, was not the offensive line. It was there's something off with Jimmy. And this is not no disrespect to Jimmy. I think physically he doesn't have it anymore. Physically he doesn't have the arm strength. And this is not the McDaniels offense we'd be throwing him in here as, They wanted to ride and die with Aiden and put him in situations to win this job. That's what they're doing. All of them are three. There's 3 guys really fighting for a job right now. That's Aiden, Bo, and AP.
Well, yeah, they want to stay with Aiden because they want to see what he's going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let him ride out the whole season now because they know Jimmy's gone.
Yeah.
So don't even put him back in.
No, nobody's moving forward with Jimmy.
No.
I'll tell you that right now.
Until the team don't want him to play, so just leave him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. But I understand we're paying him a lot of money and he's sitting on the sideline. But that's not his fault or our fault.
G-Warp. I will tell you the QBs to stay away from: Bo Nix and Justin Fields. We can't worry about players' personality like Caleb Williams over his talent. This what the Raiders do look for excuses.
Mm. And G-War, my only problem with that comment you made is you're backing Kenny up. No, I'm kidding. No,
that's because he's good, man. He knows.
Hey, I'm not going to be mad. Hey, look. If we draft Caleb, man, I'm not going to be mad. I agree with what he said, and I agree with what you said. I just at this point, I like Drake May
because Kenny's going to be right.
I like Drake May from a more consistent standpoint. That's all I'm saying. That's just my thought, man. But thank you, G. Warren.
Bruce Davis. I've been fan 40 years and always will be. But after this game, I'm done this year. Season's over. We all say that, man. We all say that and come back next week.
Hey, Bruce, much respect, brother. But why did you wait till now, man? Like this thing was over week 3, week 4, bro. Like it's been all bad. But I appreciate you, Bruce, man. This is it's been tough.
He was holding out hope, man.
Yeah, there was a glimmer of hope. I get what he's saying. There was a glimmer of hope.
What we got?
Shin Chan.
Mark Davis has one more shot this offseason to get the right people, or else he needs to sell the team. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, he does need to get the thing right.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with everybody here right now. And Shin Chan, I appreciate you, brother. Like, look though, think about it. Let's say you own the Raiders. and you moved them from Oakland to Las Vegas, and you increased their value tenfold. It's $1 billion organization. You think he's just going to be like, yep, I made the bad call again. I'm just going to sell and walk away.
Right.
Like, he loves the lifestyle. It's his father's legacy. I'm with you. We all would like, if he can't figure it out, let's try to get somebody here that can. But I promise you, Mark has no kids. Whoever he leaves the team to in the future, the Raider Nation will change as we know it. Depending on who he
as
leaves
Mark,
it to.
his job is just to find the right people, right?
Yeah.
And let them run the organization.
And he's failing at that.
And he tried that with the shiny new penny with McDonough, but it didn't work, right? So, hey, we'll see. We'll see what he does this offseason.
The Raider critique. What was your question? My question?
Couldn't tell you.
I probably said something and stopped myself and didn't finish it through. John Titter.
Yeah, we already finished. AC.
AOC stinks.
AP not ready to be head coach. We'll see.
Where'd you see that one at?
Right here. John.
Did I miss one then?
Right after Raider critique. I was away.
It says AOC stinks.
I got AP not ready to be
Oh, then it
head
says
coach.
I was away.
Yeah, right under that one.
And then John Titter. Okay.
Yeah, and then he says
AP
2 weeks to prepare.
not ready to be head coach.
And 2 weeks prepare.
I don't know about
3-0.
that.
Yeah.
Again, tough situation. You're looking for small victories with AP. AP is in a, again, you gotta look at it from the broad picture of finances versus, who's really out there that's going to come in and who's going to be there's so many factors into it. I would be fine moving on with AP. I would be fine sticking with AP if, and I said this to Ken and I said this at the beginning of the show, I'm not going to give AP the job as it stands right now. Like, season ends, like, he did all right, Champ and AP, you guys could stay. No, I'm bringing them both in and saying, building that accountability down. And I would start by saying, basically, I'm going to play the role of Mark Davis. And this is what I think should happen. Champ, you're up and coming. I know you had no decision-making abilities when you were with this last regime. I'm giving you the keys. Make it happen. And Champ needs to bring AP in and be like, look, AP, I believe in you. You're a leader. You showed me this. You showed me that. Who's our coordinators next year? Straight up. You have 2 weeks to present to me who our coordinator is going to be and what's that look like and how does that change our future. And if he comes back saying Patrick Graham is my defensive coordinator and Bo Hargreaves my offensive coordinator, I'd be like, I'm looking somewhere else.
Yeah, no, Bo got to go.
So he's got to come with some real, yeah, exactly. He's got to come and bring something real meaty to the table.
Well, he got to sell, like you said, sell what he's looking for. Mark Davis still go through the same interview process that he's going to go through.
Yep.
But, I think AP should be one of the top on the list and then see what he goes from here, what else he's going to look for. But, yeah, we'll see what happens.
John Titter, 2 weeks to prepare and still lose 3-0. And again, that's all offense right there. So that AP, it has to fall on AP. There's no excuse about it. He is the head coach, right? But him and Bo have to have a long conversation. But nothing's going to change, guys. At this point in the season, you're not going to fire the interim head coach. It's just not going to happen. You're right and dying with what we got. The Raider critique. We always fall flat coming out and then coming out of our bye week. But it's unexpected. It's unexpectable for the defense or the offense to score nothing. Fact. Defense on point. Fact. Offense was dog crap. You know what, man? And again, I mean, well said. And yes. But why does it always have to be? And we'll probably cut it off here. We're probably gonna have to bounce out of here. We're gonna be here all day. But real quick, I'm gonna go back to that critique here in a second. I'm gonna try to burn through as many of these as we can. Bruce Davis, AP is not.
Go ahead.
Is not ready. Mark Davis can keep him as linebacker coach. Usually don't work that way. He'll move on. It all depends on the next regime. G. Warib, we see no consequences. We see no consequence. It jumped on me, man. We see no consequences for the draft picks, and again, and free agents. it's a lot to read. I'm trying to speed up through this. Sorry, G Wara, but I think I know what you're getting at. At this point, there is no consequences to be had. Coaches are fired, GMs fired. It's reset. We're gonna have to start from square one again, which is what I'm tired of doing.
Right. Raider Critique here says, do you think Gruden wins his case? And instead of getting his job back with the Raiders, he takes Goodell's job. Would you be happy?
No. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
Man.
My best time as a Raider fan was during the John Gruden era. Season ticket holder, been to every John Gruden game in the first regime, been to every playoff game, was at the AFC Championship game. Like, look, John is my dude forever and ever and ever. But there's a past, there's a present, and there's a future. And I don't want John to be a part of this organization unless he's just going to be a face of the franchise. I don't need him in here being football operations guy, Mark Gruden's right-hand man. I just don't.
That's not going to happen if you come back. He wants the total control again, and Gruden's offense is too old school.
I'm just done with that experiment.
His time is bypassed.
Yeah, I think so.
But Joseph says the Raiders' revenue and worth is outrageous right now, above $6.2 billion since moving to Vegas.
Yep.
Yes.
He ain't selling. He ain't selling
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
G. Ward says, why do teams like the Bears can keep drafting, moving up whatever it takes to get it right, and our team makes excuses, or we pick up other teams' trash? Why won't the Bears stick with Justin if he's good? I'm sorry. If he's good.
It's all good. Hey, G. Wara, on that note, why do the Bears keep being able to move up and getting these players and not sticking with them? The real question to that, G. Wara, is why do the Bears continue to be able to make these moves and they still don't win shit?
Right.
They don't. They ain't no better than we are, and we don't pay the high costs that they do.
But one of the Red Bears coaching is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
They have
organization.
talent, though.
The organization. The organization.
Worse
Obviously,
than us.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, like, this is what we have to understand too, G Warb, right? I'm with you. I want to sell out, and I want to have the opportunity to get that generational quarterback. But remember, a Caleb Williams, a Drake May, they're not guaranteed nothing, dude. They're not guaranteed to be the next great thing. But we have to take that shot.
You got to take that shot.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're down to one more.
Got a couple more here.
Okay.
John says, I don't want Gruden back. Right? We agree with that one. Uh-oh. Keyboard messed up.
The Raider Critique was saying real talk, G Warb. And again, it is real talk, but the Bears ain't winning. They're selling out, but they're not willing. Right?
Yeah. Well, you got that one already? You said that one?
Yeah.
The one I can't believe?
Well, no, go ahead.
Oh. I cannot believe how simple-minded so many Raiders fans are already, making O'Connell the starter. What? O'Connell the starter is troubling because the organization listens to how fans feel, and I need all Raiders fan same page.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. And this is what I missed that. So this is what Raider Critique was like. Yeah, facts. And this is facts. But when it comes to Raider fans being on the same page and everybody, banging the table for the same thing, I promise you, in today's social media, you're never gonna find it. It's bad, yo. It's find people that are like-minded and stay in your lane and just be happy all the time, or be open-minded yourself and find open-minded people. I try to be open-minded. That's why I go through these Critique's not wrong, Georb's not wrong, JO's not wrong, I'm not wrong, but that doesn't make us all right either. So we have to be open-minded, talk through these things as they happen, because we have zero control. The only thing we influence is maybe Mark's way of, we put Mark in that situation. I'll be honest with you. The heat was on in the nation, the way everybody was responding to McDaniels and the team started to turn. He knew he had to make a move. So we can make a difference with our voice. But being on the same page in today's social media world,
yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know if we can keep going. They just keep coming, man.
I got 3 more.
All right, let's try.
Maurice Gonzalez.
Okay.
Trade Tater Adams for the 1st and 3rd or 4th round. he's not going to want to play for a rookie QB next year.
Don't know that. He wants to be a part of change. Like at some point, he has to make, where's he going to go? He's not going to be able to dictate where he goes. Whoever wants him, whether it's the Jets or, he's going to want to go to a winner, right? So he's going to want to play with Rodgers and the Jets for 1 year.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
But I also think has a lot to do with who Mark Davis keeps and hires. And
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So he has a choice either to be traded again and try to land somewhere where he thinks that he's going to win a Super Bowl legitly, or he goes down in the Hall of Fame by putting up big numbers and helping the Raiders change their organization around. And it'll be interesting to see how he tries to play that out. But his time clock is ticking. Go ahead.
Raider critique. He disagreed with Real Talk. Real Talk, G-Warp. And then to the last point, he says, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Rodney Jackson, been following Justin Fields since high school. Big arm, but no accuracy.
Yep.
From Georgia to OSU.
Nope.
He will be looking for a QB. Oh, we will be looking for a QB if we pick him up.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it all and everybody's trying to put that on Champ Kelly. Champ Kelly wasn't part of that decision either.
And then he got, here we go, G-Warp. But at least the Bears try. The Raiders don't
do shit,
but stay mediocre.
Yeah,
yeah.
And once again, like I said, we're all right. We're all not wrong. We're all not all right. But I'm just, and I agree with you again, Giora. But like again, if we can make the move, and I want us to make the move, but if we don't coach him and we don't get all the right pieces, we're the Bears. And I don't want to be the Bears either, man.
The Bears.
I don't want to be the Bears. I don't want to be the Bears. Do you want to be the Bears?
No.
I don't want to be the Bears.
No.
Because the Bears to me is nothing but. And I don't want no more Super Bowl shuffle in my life. Period.
No, but I do agree with him on one point, though. We have to take a risk. We have to sell out sometimes and do that.
Yeah.
But was Mark Davis willing to sell out and this McDaniels blocked it, maybe?
Yeah. No, I mean, but Davis, wait, one more time?
For CJ, right?
Yeah.
Make that move, right?
Who blocked it?
McDaniels.
Yeah, McDaniels blocked it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe Mark Davis was willing to go ahead and trade everything and move
Ziegler was ready.
Yeah.
And Davis just let him do what he gave them control.
Control, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens this year in the draft, you guys, and we'll see what's going on in the off season. But
and again, guys, 100%. Thank you for being here. Critique, G Warab, J.O., Rodney Jackson, Raider Combo, D Nightwalker, Maurice. Oh my gosh, I know I'm not missing everybody. I got to get my music going here too, so it has a lot of flair to it.
We appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting us throughout this show tonight. And me and Jason got back from Project Athena in Florida. We back in effect right here, guys.
Yep, yes sir. And Rodney Jackson, shout out to you. We back, man. Hey, thumbs up in the chat for those remaining. Hey, I think Kenny's the new staple. I think I found my new co-host.
Yeah.
Right?
Kenny's all day, every day.
Plays, baby.
Yeah,
he'll be back in San Jose next week, but we'll have him on. We have a Thursday night matchup. We look forward to that. Robert Pena, Ray Gonzalez. I don't want to leave any of you guys out tonight, man, but it's been a long one. But I appreciate you guys. I've had birthdays. I've had Thanksgiving. I had Project Athena. I've been sick. I even have a surgery coming up, so I'm glad the Raiders play Thursday. I slipped my mind that the Raiders had a Thursday night game, and I have surgery Friday. So that's actually going to work out really, really well for me. so heck
especially if they win, right?
Yeah, especially if they win. So much love to you. We'll be back this week. Keep an eye out for the live videos. Thanks, Ken. I'm glad that you're here, man. Too bad you can't be in-house all the time, but we're going to work it out.
I wish, sir, man. Hey, Bruce, thanks for joining us tonight, too. You're a new member. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Keep sharing, subscribing. Tell your friends. Join us here, right?
Independently blind all day, baby.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Until next time, stay Raider strong. Night and Ken.
Out.